They're looking pretty chunky. Bronze-headed cowbird. Out with the yearlings. I've got one more good pasture here that I actually have not got fenced off yet the whole summer. Being this is a new farm, I just planted all this a little bit over a year ago. This is the worst pasture here, so I'm gonna bale feed them here a little bit till I get time in between doing hay. And these are the yearlings, but they will probably be back home and off pasture within, I don't know, probably 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks I'll be done grazing. Wish I had some more. I got that stockpiled stuff. I'll put them on. I think I'll let the rest of this pasture just sit till next year and not graze the other sections off. It's starting to get cool now and days are shorter this far north. Really got things are really slowing down here on the growth. But I do notice a couple of them cowbirds out here hanging out with the cows. There's one right there. They're just oh, there's one real close. Let's look at that one. I don't know if that's the male's got a big bronze head on him. That must be a female there. And they're basically a type of blackbird is what they are. And once in a while you see them on the backs of these cows. So there one pasture, a lot of this. It's pretty tall right here. Could come back in and graze this after it goes dormant. You know, clover has tendencies to keep its leaves on, after several frost right into early winter. Alfalfa just defoliates, but I don't know if I wanted to hit it or not. I kind of remember looking at those yield comparisons of Evan Bowman up there at EAB Farms in Minnesota. He talked about taking a fifth cut off some alfalfa. I think it was late in the year, even after it was dormant. And then did a comparison of some fields he didn't do that and did a first cutting tonnage comparison, So, am I going to hurt this by grazing it, right now? Because we're into that period where these plants are putting in all that energy to the roots. And you generally like them to go dormant before you graze them. And then that way they don't try to regrow and use their energy stores from their roots to grow, above ground biomass. And that will lead to winter survival and better reproduction next year. But then I've seen where some people would go out, graze or mow and bale even after that dormant period. And it still seems to reduce the first cutting yield of next year. So I don't know. And why is that? I don't know. Is leaving a little bit of overhead canopy help next year's regrowth in the spring when it starts regrowing or something? Protection in the winter, I guess, maybe too. I don't know what from the severe colds to insulate that. I always heard old timers, people talking about that. Does it insulate the ground a little bit? Ever, that top inch or so above the ground when you got really, sub-zero temperatures? Don't know. It's hard, though, not to want to use this forage. I'll probably use it. It's here to be used. Some of these hay fields in past years and pastures have done such a poor job for me. At some point, I'm like, they got to work for their money, the money you put in it. The big debate now, so we're the 28th of September currently. We had a Farm Bureau meeting last night, and we're all talking, do we go get that? A lot of people got alfalfa knee-high third cutting. You cut right now or don't you? On this side of the fence, here's same stuff, never got grazed, stockpiled. This is why I planted the tall fescue. I mean, if this was orchard grass, it'd be all brown. Although you'd have the leaf on the base regrowth, but I'm pretty happy with that. It still looks like real luscious forage this late in the year. This is a star grazer variety tall fescue. I think that is not a turkey vulture. I think that is a black vulture. Those are the ones they have down south that kill calves. They kind of fly a lot more like a hawk. And that thing is pretty maneuverable. Just took off, kind of flew in a circle and lit on that wire. And I don't think I've seen turkey vultures on a wire before like that. Maybe somebody, so I'm in Brighton, Michigan, Livingston County. I know I have looked up and there have been black vultures spotted in Michigan before. Kind of has that shorter tail when they fly. Almost kind of look a lot like a buteo from a distance versus that classic vulture silhouette when I've seen them down like in Kentucky and down south.